Hey folks, my name is Scott Churchson alongside Mr. Brandon Kay, Mr. Rob Buddy the Elf Manning, and this is Chatting with Awesome People on Streampunk Entertainment. And today, chatting with someone whose song is recognized for every Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z out there. It is Mr. Jason Paige, best known for doing the Pokemon theme, which launched the iconic franchise in the United States, and a song that has actually been considered to be better than what Japan has to offer, and one of the only English themes that Japan is actually jealous for. In this case, Mr. Paige, how the heck are you, sir?
Very good. How are you, sir? Good to be here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Want to respect your time a little bit. We'll talk to you a little bit about Pokemon. We're going to talk about the new performance that you have called Both. But in the meantime, yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about yeah, see, I can't do it. There we go. Talk about Both. The long career that you've got. Phineas and Ferb, which, by the way, I am now finally, after all these years, getting into. Gentlemen, start with you. Start with you, Rob. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. Huge fan of Jason. Make a long story quick. I was in the live stream of San Diego Comic-Con. You were doing the Whatnot show.
Oh, yeah.
I was the person that asked you, because I know you do send-ins where people can send you stuff through your website. I was the person that asked you if you've ever signed, I haven't sent it to you yet, but if you ever signed a Pokemon Monopoly.
I have not. That's a great item right there.
This was the Monopoly I was talking about. It'll
Amazing.
be sent to you soon.
Oh, so, excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a unique, one-of-a-kind item. There's so many Pokemon items out there. Like, people are making their own incredible art. Pokemon obviously put out thousands of items. And I just found this really cool alarm clock that goes, Pika, Pikachu, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. On the alarm clock, it's how you wake up every day. And I set the alarm, and it just over and over again, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon, until you lose your mind and you crash this thing and smash it, and you hate the song. It must be playing that song more than "Don't Stop Believing." It's just
America's number one played song.
That song is the Pokemon theme song.
But nice reference to Journey on that one too, by the way. So
yeah, thank you.
Can never go wrong with that. So Brandon, you were going to say something?
No, I said "Don't Stop Believing," America's most played song.
Yes, it's to the point where when it comes on, I just cringe. Not that Pokemon is like that. Pokemon has a meaning that's way deeper than "Don't Stop Believing." "Don't Stop Believing," I think of drunken people in a bar. It's just, that's what it represents to me at this point, because that's when it's played the most, and that's where I've heard it the most, when I was one of those drunken people in a bar, which I no longer am. I'm so glad I'm not. But Pokemon, it's the alarm clock, it's the room greeter, it's the toys, it's the games, it's the video, it's the cards, it's Pokemon Go, it's the internet, it's every other reel. With anybody doing anything Pokemon related, it's got the theme song. It's hundreds and hundreds of remakes and remixes, and now the AI is getting in there, and we got Freddie Mercury singing the Pokemon theme song. We got Michael Jackson. We got SpongeBob. We got Frank Sinatra. It's everybody but Jason Paige.
In this case, yeah. I mean, looking at obviously what you, I guess, inadvertently fostered, when you first did the Pokemon theme, it was just some anime that was coming over. Anime wasn't really that big here in the States. So take me through a little bit. What were your thoughts when you recorded that? And did you expect it to be what it was?
Well, when I go into a session, as I am a vocal gymnast, acrobat, I'm trying to hit the ball out of the park. At that time, we were 3 years into Lego Mania, which was on 5 commercials all over the place, daytime TV, multiple networks. The checks were rolling in, and I was like, "Wow, I'm out there. I'm trying to knock every ball out of the park like Lego." So it doesn't really matter what we know about something. It's how we approach. I don't know anything about you guys right here. Just honestly, I read the emails and we looked at some past videos. we know that you guys are legit, but you got, I don't know, the Robert Manning, obviously we had a little bit of contact, but I'm not sure if you're Annie or you're a Christmas elf. This is kind of, a little confusing here, but it doesn't matter to me because we're here right now and I'm trying to hit the ball out of the park. Pokemon was just another one of the hundreds of jingles sessions that I did at the time for a group of a producer in a jingle house that I sang Domino's Pizza Delivers with. And, those guys did great work. They called me in for numbers of projects. We wrote stuff for them. They got the brief to do it. Yeah, they got paid what they paid. They got paid what they negotiated. They did it. And we're all just trying to smack it out of the park. And if everybody does their job right, first person, meaning the singer who's going to be the first thing you hear after, actually, I think it's the guitar player in the band on that first chord. You got to hear that part. That's got to work. That's got to slam. And they did a good intro. I came in, I slammed that ball. I hit it as hard as I could. And the rest of the team did their work as well. And, you guys did your work because it's not just the product, it's how people respond to it and, what they're ready to do. And I think you guys carried this, being you guys. When I say you guys, I mean Annie as well.
Yeah, Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf.
Buddy the Elf.
And everybody from the ages of 25 to 40, which is the basic demographic of the Pokemon generation, didn't just listen to the song. You invested in the cards, invested in the games, invested in the ecosystem, the TV show, the movies, all of the various components, the plushies, there's so many things. And you carried that into your hearts. And then it was reawakened during the pandemic and during Pokemon Go as well. And this love is where I come in. When you guys awoke, the sleeping giant of Pokemon awoke in your hearts, and you brought it back out as adults with disposable income, lots of skills and talents, and a passion for the things that you love to bring them to the world. And then I got on the wave, and I'm riding the wave with all of you people. I've had very little contact with Pokemon, the corporation, almost zero, and done nothing with them since the very beginning. So, this is all about this new wave of people that are the ecosystem of Pokemon, not the company Pokemon. The company I had 4 hours to do with back in the day. You guys, I have spent thousands of hours, and I'm trying to catch up and understanding the love in the ecosystem and, the joy that can be had from all the things that people are creating, not just the products that Pokemon puts out, but what people do with them, which is what I'm doing. I'm doing different things with the song. I'm doing different performances. I'm connecting with people. When you sing a song in the studio, you're just going to the studio, you're in a room by yourself. There's no connecting with anybody. There's connecting with the lyrics and what they're talking about. But now I'm delivering this message to people in real time. I'm saying, I want to be the very best. And I have to believe that. I have to embody it, and I have to live up to that. So I'm trying to live up to the lyrics of the Pokemon theme song that you guys have been living up to for the past 25 years.
Love it. Brandon, you got anything?
Yeah, so no, the biggest thing that I would say is that, so I work in basically a collectibles and secondhand like gaming store where we're dealing with.
I see it. Looks good. I see all
statues. Yeah. I'm my room is just a vacuum of my job. But our number one, we buy collections and stuff too, but our number one buying and selling item in any capacity is Pokemon, and it always has been. And the greatest thing is seeing the dads with their kids coming in that are like, oh, I had this card when I was a kid, or when I remember watching the show. And it's, by extension, whether they actively know you as the voice of it, your work and your basically, you were like a gateway for our fan base to get into the show, especially when it first came out. So that connectivity, I think to you as a voice and to you as a face, I think is as strong as it's ever been. I don't think
Yeah.
it's slowing down anytime soon. And I know a lot of people are just, it's Pokemon is their life. It really
Yeah,
is.
no, it's great. And they're transferring that value to their children because of their love of it. Not, in a non-competitive way. This was used to be with sports, but the father and plays baseball, and then he takes his kid to the game, and now they're both at the game, loving the sports. But that's a competitive thing that the kid has to then compete with, and it's not something that they can do on their own in their own unique individual way. That's a thing you got to play the way that the game is played, and that's it. Pokemon is you can play your own way. You can find yourself through this unique experience. However you catch Pokemon, like Pokemon Go. There's people that got all kinds of ways to do it. There it is. And all kinds of products like that. He's got the gold card from Burger King. Yes. And they can take his kid to Burger King and say, look what I got from Burger King in 1998. And he gives it to his kid and a Big Mac. Hopefully not, but
the anniversary cards with
25
McDonald's.
years.
That was
the
McDonald's cards. Yeah, it's just there's so many ways for multiple generations to connect that I'm going to have to change this to voice of generations. This was a phrase that was just people just wrote it over and over again in YouTube comments was my first contact with the outside Pokemon community. Now it's at conventions and all kinds of other events that I attend. But that first Pokemon video that I put out in 2016, so funny. I was going to put out I have like a vocal reel of a whole bunch of different rappers and R&B singers and all kinds of just weird voices. And I asked my friend, I was like, could you make a video with me of this, this crazy vocal reel that I have? And she was like, why don't you just make a vocal reel of you singing the Pokemon theme song? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, all right, let's do that instead. And I put that on my YouTube channel, and that was the first time I represented the brand and appeared as the singer of the song. It was very, on my own channel. So the comments were, "You're the voice of my generation. You're the voice of a generation." There's so many times it was repeated that it took me a while to believe it. I just can't. There's no way I could even understand that comment from who was the voice of the last generation? There isn't even one. It never even happened before.
Well, I think Pepsi was the choice of a new generation back then.
Choice of a new generation.
Yeah.
But who was saying, Michael Jackson, you're the voice of a generation? Not really, because there's a lot of voices that were because there wasn't this consolidated group of 2 billion people who all had the same Pokemon experience. And I don't know if there ever will be a consolidation of one brand that everyone relates to in this incredibly unique way as a group. So I finally said, all right, fine. I'm going to put it on my banner, put it on my cards, and live up to it. So now I'm living up to it. So thank you guys and Elves for helping me to live up to it. Because without the generation, I couldn't be the voice of a generation.
Which is funny because also at the same time, a voice of the previous generation, in this case, the 1960s, was the Beatles, to which you, sir, have a performance actually going on right now, I believe, upcoming, called Both.
Upcoming. Both a Beatles gospel. It's called Both a Hard Day's Silent Night.
Okay.
Hard Day's Silent Night, the Beatles and the Bible, telling the nativity story with gospel music arrangements of the Beatles songs.
Nice.
So basically, all you need is love. All you need is love. Love, love is all you need. I play Father Mackenzie leading the choir. Mary steps out of the choir, and the angel Gabriel comes to Mary and says, "Here comes the sun." She's like, "What? What are you talking about? Here comes the sun. I never did. Here comes the sun." And then eventually she goes to her visitor cousin Elizabeth, who's also got a kid, and she's like, "Help, I need somebody, help." Nice 6/8 gospel style. It's really cool. She comes back. Joseph is like, "Yo, what I mean, what did you do? Where you been? And she's like, I can explain it. She says, we can work it out. We can work it out. The choir goes, life is very short. And it's just incredible, all the way up to Mary and Joseph, the kings singing songs, the shepherds sing songs, the shepherds to go, let me take you down, cause I'm going to strawberry fields, where the shepherds hang out. The stone shepherds, basically. And then they finally have the baby and they sing, golden slumbers fill your eyes. And the crowd descends. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight a long time. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight. And they're crowding the baby Jesus, the newborn. And Father Mackenzie says, stop. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. It's almost as if the Beatles intended their lyrics to be used for the nativity story. It's an incredible Christmas story, and I've been doing this gospel, conducting it and writing the gospel arrangements, updating them almost every year for the past 14 years. It's an amazing tradition in Los Angeles. 45-person choir, 14-person principal people, 5-person band. It's like a 60-person event at the Broad Stage in Santa Monica. It's so much fun, and it there. I don't even have Christmas anymore. I have both Smiths.
Love it.
So it's really great. It's a great thing.
I'm going to put more information.
Anybody in the LA area, let them know.
I'm going to put more information down in the description.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I promise you that. So very cool. But again, also at the same time, I mean, Michael Jackson, Black or White. You've had a long career. Exactly. You've got a massively long career outside of just Pokemon.
Yeah. All of the stuff behind me are just a few examples. I call it my greatest brands picture with all of the brands that I work for. And just to the side, which I don't know if you can see, there's background singers I just added in there of all the people that I sung backgrounds for. But yeah, feel free to ask me about any of the things on the board.
Sure. Well, I was going to say, actually, we did take a few questions from fans, if you're okay with that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
So basically, in this case here, we got basically 5 questions that we're going to ask in this case. For you, also at this point, $250 will be donated to Autism Instruct in behalf of those questions as well. So,
and I'm going to give you guys 5 Jason Paige signed cards as well, so that you can sell those things for as much as you want.
I'll put it behind me on the bar.
There you go.
So yeah, like I said, we got some questions that came in from fans, actually specifically to ask you in this case. So let me start off. Brandon, I think you had the first one.
Yes, I do. So the fans, they've spoken and they want to know, which is, I think, a pretty big one, is your favorite Pokemon. If you
I don't have favorites, I have experiences. Favorites limit your experiences. By you just get that one thing at the restaurant that you think is your favorite, and you don't get the other things, you never get the other nutrients. If you only like Gengar, if you only Gengar's your favorite, then you avoid everything else. There's so many Pokemon that make the experience of being a trainer or just in the Pokemon ecosystem important. So, but I will tell you, the experience of Mr. Mime sweeping the yard is pretty cool. And if I had to have my own Mr. Mime, I'd put him out there sweeping my yard too.
Love it. Rob, next it's up to you.
So another question we had was, did you ever become the very best like no one ever was?
Yeah, it's a constant process of being the very best like no one ever was. But I can definitely tell you that I am like no one ever was. And this is one of the key hooks, I think, about Pokemon, is its ability to tap into each one of your individual unique ability to be the very best of you like no one ever was. So there, you're always the best. Hopefully you're just trying to be the best you. And that's what I'm trying to do now as well. And sometimes I feel like I am the best me. And then there's this chasing a better me. Good, better, best, as we say. You can have some of the nutrients, more of the nutrients, or all of the available nutrients. Good, better, best.
Love it. So, Brandon, next to you.
So a little more of an in-depth question where we're 25 plus years of Pokemon, and we've seen shows and movies and games out the wazoo. Have you envisioned yourself as maybe a character in any form of media? And if so, like what would your kind of character be?
Jason, healing the world with the powers of his voice. Dum. Yeah, I am the vocal superhero. I come in, I solve the problem with some kind of vocal thing. It's a rap, it's an opera, it's a rock sound, it's a hip hop sound, it's whatever they need. Know what I'm saying? I get up in there, throw down the vocal stylings and make everything better for whatever the scenario is. That's the Jason S-U-N superhero character that is says healing the world with the powers of his voice.
I think that would add a great dynamic.
I think that would, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yes.
It'd be nice.
Much needed.
So, Rob, back to you.
What's it feel like to still have fans that love hearing you perform?
Well, I have been in a constant state of performance since 1985, when I moved into New York City and started doing magic on the streets of New York City. And I would, take things that were, oh, you can't really see it right there, but
Actually, I can see that. Oh. Nice.
No,
right there on the streets of New York City, performed, got an agent, manager, sent me on auditions, did commercials, voiceovers, independent films, graduated from the High School of Music and Art Performing Arts. Fame, I will live forever. So I performed a little bit in high school, started bands in high school. The bands went on to get record deals, played the club circuit, and went to NYU for acting. Was in the numbers of musicals and TV shows, and so I have just not stopped performing. It's just now I'm just performing one song instead of 1,000 songs. And I'm adding new content to that. But it's amazing. What's really incredible is seeing the excitement of fans that didn't know that they were fans, that were just kind of in the room and they're like, "Oh, I know that song. Wow, it sounds like somebody's singing it." What? Oh, there's a dude that sings. He's here. Oh my God, that's the actual guy. That's the actual guy singing it right there. And they have this catharsis because they never thought about the guy singing the song any more than you thought about the guy singing "Subway, Eat Fresh." There was just it hadn't crossed your mind until right now that that's a guy that sings "Subway, Eat Fresh," and he's right here in front of you. And oh my God, I've been eating fresh for the past 20 years and never knew who the quilted quick picker upper guy was. Or, when you get nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach,
Diarrhea. I have to slap your ass, don't I?
You guys didn't think about it until then. So it's really just that oh my God moment for 2 billion people that have yet to have that oh my God moment. That's why I'm here with you guys, to give more of those people that, oh my God, that's the guy. I never even thought of the guy, and there he is, and now he's singing it. It's pretty cool.
Nice. I got one more question for you in this case. If someone was to actually go out and become a Pokemon master themselves, would you have any lyrical advice for them?
They should just be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is their real test. To train them is their cause. They will travel across the land, searching far and wide. It's Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Jason Paige.
That is perfect right there. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Paige has been fantastic. $250 is going to go to Autism and Struck. you 100%. I would love to have you come on back, dude. You've been.
Oh, I'd love to. Here's what
and-
you're getting. I don't have the pen on me right now, but you're gonna be getting the Jason Paige Voice of a Generation cards right there.
Brilliant.
Don't even
Love
let me
it,
show
sir.
them to you.
So,
There you go.
do you guys have any other final questions or thoughts or anything like that before we let them go?
You can get these at jasonpage.com if anybody wants them.
All right, I'll put the link. I'll put that
Autograph.
link down below too. So,
Cool.
Just
Yes,
a
final
quick
question.
yes, final. What is I'm guessing the Beatles, I'm guessing. Who inspired you to be a singer? Was the Beatles the one that inspired you, or?
Well, I've always sung just like we all have as when we come out of the womb and we go C sharp.
Hmm.
Crying is just singing on pitch in short, squeals. Then we learn how to sing we learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. We learn how to speak by learning how to sing. So we actually learn how to sing before we learn how to speak. So, I was inspired by our culture of singing and the fact that singing is inherent to our human experience. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's all singing when you're a kid. It's when you stop singing. Got to ask the question, how come everybody isn't singing? Because they got stopped at some point by some angry parents who wanted their kids to stop making all that noise. So yeah, professionally, it was the music and art high school that I went in that gave me more formal training. But it was, Bon Jovi, Quiet Riot, and Motley Crue that got me into the rock and roll world. And then it was, the Magic on the Streets that got me into the commercial jingle world and making money as a performer. And then it was Stevie Wonder that got me writing amazing songs and riffing. And then it was Michael Jackson that got me just hyped and excited and thinking that I could be the very best, like no one ever was. A lot of people think it's Michael Jackson that sang the Pokemon theme song. Tell them close.
no, he's that guy
One of
from The
his
Simpsons.
background singers. It's one of his background singers instead of Michael that did it.
No, he's the guy from that Simpsons episode.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
who Michael Jackson is. Oh no, that would have been reduced to poor Michael. It's okay. I know who he was. I know where he was. I felt him. I get him.
There's no way I can pull that falsetto off. Brandon, do you have anything else?
I did have one question, just out of curiosity. If you could sing with or be the singer for any band, whether it be a newer band or an older band, who would that be?
No, he's the guy that I'm afraid to sing with because after that there isn't anything. That's it. He's the top of it all. So I'm waiting until way further down the line to sing with him because there'll be nothing left to do after that.
Sure. Rob, you got one more. We'll let him go. I think
One last thing.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color. I don't have favorites, bro.
What color do you like at the moment?
Colors. I love all the colors. I'm not discriminating with colors. Yeah.
You're 100% Zen, basically.
I try to stay. Being agnostic is the hardest but most important thing we can be in a world that wants us to pick our favorite color, our favorite Pokemon, our favorite team, our favorite food, our favorite group, our favorite band, our favorite song. No, I won't be coerced into this tribalism and then, pit against my enemy and the other color shirts. That's what's going on in our world today. Someone was convinced that green is the best color and he got everybody to wear green. And then everybody over here wearing black. Those are the bad guys over there wearing black. And then that's it. They're fighting each other. When they take their clothes off, there is no color. It's all colors.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And also, if somebody's wearing black changes to green, suddenly they're on your side.
Yeah, just because they
Yeah, I
put a
mean,
different shirt on.
green, just that's the right answer. But
I mean, this is the human dilemma. We have to get out of the false binary of whatever we're dressed in.
Mm.
Republican, Democrats, black, white, green, yellow, Palestinian, Israeli. They're all the same underneath.
Mm. True indeed. But
yes.
Mr. Page,
A
any
good
final-
question. I appreciate it anyway.
Yeah. Any
Gotta
final
stick to the character.
he's known for that outfit too. So, but Mr. Page, appreciate the time. You've been awesome. Thank you. I'd love to
Thank
have
you,
you back on
guys.
at some point too.
I
Down the line.
appreciate it.
Yes, thank
Hit
you
me up
very
again.
much.
We'll do it again. Look
Damn
for the
straight.
cards.
So,
And I love you all.
take care, man. Be good.